So right now, there's not an exact formula how the Department of Education scores this test. What we do know is that the test takes about 30 days for the results because the essay portion of the test is graded by individuals. So it takes some time to read both essays and determine if the candidate was able to write adequate responses to the question. So in table 1, this lets us know how many the candidate got correct and the estimate points that they are earning. So if we look at the very first one, anything from 0 to 25 correct will earn you 80 points. On table 2 are the points that you can earn on your essays. Earning a 2 would be that you earned a 1 on one essay and another 1 on one essay. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and that will give you a total of 24 points. There are 100 multiple choice questions, and each of the multiple choice questions fall within 3 sub-areas. The first sub-area is foundations of reading development. The second sub-area has to do more with reading comprehension and vocabulary development, and then the third sub-area is the assessment. The biggest sub-area are foundations of reading development, and this will pretty much take up about half of the test. You will have anything from 30 to 40 questions just based on this. There'll be maybe an average of 20 questions based on the other 2 sections, a little more or a little less. Each set of questions within the sub-area are going to fall under the objectives. If we look at objective 001, this is all about understanding phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. And then we have objective 2, numbers 12 through 21, are all about understanding concepts of print. I have several versions of the test, and I haven't seen them change this formula. It actually goes in order, with the exception of maybe the in-between ones. So like the transition between 11 to 12. Maybe 11 and 12 have to do with how phonological awareness connects to concepts of print. Those blend a little bit. Another really good thing to know about this test is it goes in order every single time. The questions might not be the same, but your first questions will always be about phonological and phonemic awareness, and your very last questions will always be about assessment. It might blend a little bit, but that is what I've seen that the formula is. This is the rubric for your essay scoring. So if we go all the way to the bottom, B means there was no response. The 4 hours that it took to take this test, you didn't have enough time to write essays. So you earn a B, which is a no score. A U is completely unsatisfactory. Anything that you wrote had nothing to do with the questions that were asked. A 1 means that you showed some knowledge, but really inaccurate. And when we go into the essay writing portion of this workshop, I will let you know what is the difference between an essay that might sound like you know what you're talking about, but actually the scores are going to be, can you use that technical language and what it means? The second one is that you're showing some, you have limited, there's some understanding there, you use some technical language. You really want to fall between the 3 and the 4. And the 3 and the 4 means, the 3 means that you have adequate knowledge in the subject area. And you, on the most part, have achieved the goal. Number 4, you blew it out the water and you're great. When you get the results for your test, this is what you get in your email. It's a PDF attachment and it'll let you know if you passed or not. Transparently speaking, these are my scores. These were the results of my test. I took this test about 2 years ago, and this was my first. If we start on the bottom with the essay responses, I responded to 2 items, and my score was adequate. We're going to see later on how this related to that scoring sheet we saw the first few minutes of the slide. Then when we go to the sub areas, this gives me the information that in foundations of reading, I was able to answer many of the items. But when it comes to development of reading comprehension, which is also vocabulary, and reading assessments, I was able to answer most, if not all. Again, foundations of reading could be 31 or more questions within the test. My passing score was a 263. So when I put this together and I apply it to this formula that they gave me, I know that the total of table 1 plus the total of table 2 is going to give me this score. So I was thinking, okay, I must have gotten between 86 and 90 of them correct, which is giving me about a 210. And then I must have gotten a combined pointage of 7 on my 2 quizzes. So that probably means that I got a 3 and a 4. There's always one that you're stronger at. Me personally, I felt like word analysis was a stronger essay than reading comprehension. So 7 combined points gave me 54. So 210 plus 54 is an approximate score of 264. Again, it's not going to be the exact number because this is all an estimation. This right here is the result of another person that actually went through this workshop, a live workshop, and also earned a passing score of 242. And the reason why I'm showing you these two things is because whether you earn a 240 or 273, the goal of passing score is still met. This individual, starting with the essays on the bottom, responded to 2 items. And the essays were limited. So if the essays were limited, that person probably earned 2 and 2, right? Because if we go back to the rubric, we know that scores of 2 are limited. But a combined score, 2 plus 2, will give me 4 points. And we're going to go back and see how that falls within our chart. In the foundations of reading, development of reading comprehension, and reading assessment, this individual knew many of the items. So in my math brain, I'm thinking this person probably responded anything from 81 to 85 right, which give them a total score of 197. And then earns a 6, which they probably got a 2 and a 4, or maybe they got a 3 and a 3. The point was limited, right? So there had to be one of them was a 2. Nonetheless, they earned a 48, which gives you an approximate score of 242. This is another handy tool that is provided inside the preparation material. This breaks down the formula. So if we look at the multiple choice section, 81 out of 100 were correct. That total score is 197. And then the open responses for the first one, which is usually word analysis, earned a 3. The second one earned a 3. That is a total of 6, which gives points for 48. And the estimated score for the whole entire test is the multiple choice score plus the open response score, which gives you a 245. So how can you take this information and walk into this test and be successful? One of the things that I did was I allowed myself to have anything from 15 to 20 of them wrong. Out of 100 questions, I knew that if I had 15 to 20 of them incorrect, I was still in a safe zone. And the way I kept track of them is on my paper or the whiteboard that was provided, I would do tally marks. For every question that I was like, I really didn't know that one. I really had to guess this one. I had no idea what. And so it was less stressful because I allowed myself a window of input. So when you go into the test, your multiple choice, give yourself 15 to 20 of them wrong. The less in that spectrum, the higher your score will be.